Hey, how you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I wanted to come this morning and offer this video. So this is something that I saw over the weekend, and I really wanted to explain it. I wanted to express my sentiments to not only parents but also to young athletes. And so I'm gonna just give you a scenario, really over the span of a 4-year period what I've seen. So just a little backstory. Um, 3 years ago, well, actually 4 years ago now, I was asked to come out to a school of a great buddy of mine and um, work his players out. And so we had a great workout. The athletes worked harder than they were accustomed to working. I mean, we really got it in. And so what I saw during that time, and it was a great team. It was a collection of young, developing athletes that could have been much better. However, this is what I noticed. Um, as a young freshman, this one athlete was super duper fast, had the basic skills, but was still learning. Now, the freshmen, we know that, most freshmen don't really understand what's needed or what's expected to play on a high level. So now we're talking about a freshman that was playing varsity, and maybe the learning curve was a little bit different. Maybe the learning curve was a little bit different. Maybe it was a little bit difficult. Maybe it wasn't fully expressed, maybe they didn't fully understand it. So anyway, to make a long story short, the following year, this individual actually left. This individual transferred and went to another school. And now I actually came and saw them play the next year. Wasn't going to see this particular athlete or this particular team. Just so happened that this particular athlete and this particular team was in fact playing on that day. And I noticed some developmental things that had improved over the course of from freshman year to sophomore year, which things should. So young athletes, you should be progressing every year. Definitely every year. You should be progressing every day, but definitely every year you should be progressing. And so I noticed it, but I still noticed that this individual was still kind of moving at one speed. The only speed that I felt that they knew was just fast. And while that's good, I always felt if this individual can learn, and athletes, pay attention to me, as point guards and just as athletes, just basketball players in general, whatever position you play, but definitely as point guards, you have to understand the flow of the game. You have to understand the flow of the game. And so you have to understand how to move at different speeds and how to change gears and when to change gears and when to move at different speeds. It can't just be all one speed. The great point guards can play at different speeds based on the flow of the game. So athletes understand the flow of the game. And so I didn't see this individual junior year, read a lot, heard a lot about them. Now senior year, which brings me to this video. All right, which brings me to this video. I saw posted a score last week, a score from this individual's game. Now, before I get there, let me go back. Freshman year, this individual played for a Hall of Fame coach. All right, for Illinois Hall of Fame coach, as well as a CPS Hall of Fame coach. This person is a close friend of mine. I learn from him all the time. So I know that the coaching intelligence and the coaching principles and the coaching philosophies were there. But here's the point that I want to make to you guys, that and I actually wrote my notes on a receipt today. All right. when you're looking for schools, be it high school, college, all right, there's three things that you want to look for. You want to look to see if the program has a system that fits you. Does the program have a system that fits you? Do they play the style of play that fits you? So understand what system you're going into. And if the system doesn't fit you, you probably shouldn't involve yourself in it. That's first. Okay, the second thing is now the coach. Now, some people, and that can be flipped either way, right? The coach is all about relationships. And so you want to build a relationship with the coach or the coaches that you play for. And now let me say this. I personally think that the relationship building as this young lady grew, I believe that the relationships that she had, not only with her summer coach and the summer program that she's in, another good friend of mine talked with this individual for years. We've worked together on several different occasions, and I know that this individual was getting what they were getting in high school freshman year, but they weren't getting necessarily maybe what they needed for themselves in that system, if that makes sense. Summertime, moving forward with her summer team, I believe that she built those relationships, and so she wanted, or it was more enjoyable. Let's just say that. And now this is just my perception of it. It was more enjoyable. So build great relationships with your coaches. Don't just go for the system, even though the system may fit you, but do you have a good relationship with the coach, right? And then the last thing is the situation fitting. Is it a perfect situation for you? Meaning, will you come in and play? Will you come in and play big minutes, or let's say be a major contributor or be a good contributor to the team? Now, we can all contribute in many ways, in our own different ways. We can all contribute to the team, but you want to know, one, that system. Is that system what I need? The second thing is that, coach, do we have a relationship that I can see myself there for the duration of time that I'm there? The third thing is the situation good? Is it a good situation for me? Am I close to home? Is it going to be a long commute? Will my parents get to see me? Do they have, right? Is it good academics? Whatever it may be, you have to understand, is that situation good? So now here's the meat of this conversation. Athletes, if you're good, prove it. If you're good, prove it. Now, going back to this picture I saw, this individual, first game, had 33 points. Now, mind you, this individual has already signed to go to college free of charge and to a Division I school. Now, high school, first game, second game of the season, high school, guess what this individual does? This individual scores 33 points. Now, there are certain teams that are so terrible that star athletes have to just do everything. But then there are certain athletes that can put the team on their back regardless how much talent they have. So my point to the athletes that have already signed, this video, the first part of the video was to help all athletes. This last part is to help the athletes, that have either already signed to go to college or consider their self a top prospect. You got to prove it, man. You have to prove it. Go out there on the court night in and night out and let everybody know there's a distinct difference between me and you. Let me say that again. There's a distinct difference. Now, I'm not saying that I'm, let's say, better than you as a person, right? I'm not saying that I'm holier than thou. I'm not saying that I'm conceited, but understand this. Let me lean in closely. It's a distinct difference between me and you. It's a distinct difference between me and you, and I'm going to show it every time I step on the court. It's a difference. So there are a lot of athletes that have already signed preseason. Now, This is my charge to you. All those athletes that I've already signed, all those athletes that consider themselves to be the upper echelon of their sport, prove it. So now this individual had 33 points. Not only did they win convincingly, but let's say this person had 33 of maybe like 60 some odd points. So it's a distinct difference. And now, and I don't normally put players' names out there just because I just don't do that, especially, you know, when I'm making content. But this individual, and I think that people need to know, this individual name is
incoming call. Press Uconnect button.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened to my video, but the athlete's name is Trinity Duckworth. Now, the coach's name is Thomas Johnson, one of my great friends, again, Hall of Fame coach. I know that he knows what he's doing. I know that he knows what he's talking about. It just wasn't a good fit. And so also parents, it has to be an amicable split, right? You have to, I mean, and coaches, you have to understand, hey, maybe we just don't, like, if someone can give you more than what I'm giving you, and if I care about you as an individual, I'm going to just, okay, go. I may not like it, but if that's going to be beneficial for you, my job going in is to do the best things for you. So, both of those individuals have accomplished great things, but for the athletes that are top echelon, upper echelon, all right, prove it. I want you to prove that there's a distinct difference between you and the other players on the other team. That's why you've already signed. That's why you are the player that you think that you are. That's why you are the player that other people may think that you are. So check this out. Night in and night out, night in and night out. Young ladies, young men, night in and night out, I want you to prove it. I want you to prove that there's a reason why I've already signed. There's a reason why I'm going Division I. There's a reason why a coach is willing to pay for my education to play this little game of basketball. All right. So that's all that I wanted to make. Salute to Trinity Duckworth. Now, I just say for you, be consistent. Be consistent. You hit that 33, had a great win, a great showing first game. Now let's just be consistent the rest of the year. Continue to prove that there's a distinct difference between you and the individuals that you face and match up with against night in and night out. All right. I hope that all parents, all athletes can take something from this and can learn from this. If you would like more training on things like this, and if you're a parent of an under-recruited or unrecruited student athlete, definitely go back and let them watch the first 6-7 minutes of this video. And if you like more training on this, you can go check out the free case study that I did, and that's at B2BSD hoopsmastery.com. That's B2BSD hoopsmastery.com. And if you like my help with any of these things, then just feel free to reach out to me, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Peace.